here with Steve Opaugh. Did I say it right?
You got that one right. Good job. Yeah.
He's our Norwegian man. Never had a Norwegian here before. And let me tell you, he's been through a good 21-day journey here doing multiple different layers of detoxification, of washing things through and getting back to your younger self, because your body, remember, accumulates everything. Your body accumulates things in its mind and its heart and its physical self. So you're wondering probably right now, Steve's been here, like I said, for about 21 days, and the first 10 days
I water fasted.
Did water fasting.
Water fasting alone, which was really easy. I could have went further, and then came out of that and went into coconut, and broke that fast really easy for 4 days, and then got on to solid food again, which was really a good experience. All from the market.
Yeah, no, good.
Yeah.
And we're filming on our little handy dandy phone this morning here, because Steve's running out of here in about an hour to go to Kona and going back to Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho.
So we got to speak a little louder than normal, so make sure just because we don't have any good microphone hookups here today. You can see that Steve is doing a treatment. It's a therapy that after you get done with the water fasting to really clean the body out, we do a variety of different therapies that Dr. Mari's been and you can, if you want to, here, let me turn around. She's filming for us right now.
Hi, aloha.
We can't get a good picture because of that.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Now we can see the light on you.
Aloha.
So I'm going to hold the film just for a sec, because Dr. Mari's been sort of supervising Steve here in a lot of different ways, and she's been doing the administration of different types of IV therapies. And the IV therapies, why don't you just talk about those just for a sec here? What do you?
Well, basically what Steve is doing is chelation therapy, which is really good for heavy metal detoxification, which is why we do it here. It's really good for removing the atherosclerosis from arteries and vessels, and that's really supported in the literature. So that's one of the treatments that we do here. We also do high-dose vitamin C, and we do nutrient therapy, and just, I mean, as far as why IVs are better than, just taking things by mouth, is that you get 100% absorption as opposed to having to rely on the health of your gut to absorb nutrients. So you're getting 100% of the EDTA that is going into this chelation IV, as opposed to, like, if you took it orally, you'd only absorb about 10%.
So the EDTA stands for ethylene diamine tetracetic acid, and there's over 30,000 clinical studies on this very studied therapy. It's not like this is something that somebody's making up. This is something that has been around for many years. I've done lots of oral EDTA. And it's really turbulent on your stomach because it makes you sit on the toilet all day, but it does definitely feel like it's doing something versus the IV.
So that's one of the benefits of the IV, is that you don't have any of those symptoms that you would have if, for example, I like to use the example of vitamin C. We're able to do really high doses of vitamin C IV because it skips the stomach. If you were to take the amounts, actually you just wouldn't even be able to get the amounts of vitamin C that we're able to give IV, because you'd have such bad diarrhea, you may have some vomiting, you'd have definitely stomach cramping and symptoms like that. So we avoid all that when we use IV therapy. And also you get the effects almost immediately of, like, say, nutrient therapy, selenium, zinc, magnesium, folic acid, these types of things that we can give you. You get the effects of them almost immediately.
So the IV also, that's got some combination other you have B vitamins in there also?
Yeah, there's B vitamins in here, heparin, folic acid, there is magnesium,
so it's a whole
B5,
cocktail.
B6, yeah.
Okay.
This is the cocktail that we're using here for the chelation, is what is used by the American Medical Association.
And as far as when you feel this going into you, Steve, what do you feel? Do you feel does it make you feel weird, drowsy, or does it give you any stomach problems?
I haven't had any problems at all. No, it feels good. And it doesn't take that long. Usually some days within an hour, get a good vein and everything's working good that day. It can be really quick.
Okay.
Some days might be a little bit slower, but not much.
Yeah.
And how many different, how many IV treatments have you had with the EDTA?
I probably had 8, I believe, somewhere in that number. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
After my fast, we went on to the IVs.
So you've been also with the EDTA, you've been getting some
Nutrient therapy.
well, you're getting massage too, getting well,
Sauna.
let me show you what we did to his skin the other day. We filmed, I'll put this on the ground here. This is what came out of Steve's skin after I gua sha'd him. This was his face, his neck, his back, his arms, and his stomach. And you can see that's pretty grimy stuff that came off. We did a whole video on this. And you notice on him, really didn't get any bruises. I beat him up pretty good the other day too.
You did.
Sometimes a little bit like here on his face.
Oh,
some
just
redness.
little ones though.
But tiny.
I did you pretty aggressive, and if you didn't do this cleaning out protocol, again, you can see looking at your eyes are really super clear right now. They are.
Yeah, no, you did me good yesterday. It felt really good afterwards. The skin was way smoother than before you started.
I mean, you really can't imagine. Remember, he already went into the steam room. He's already cleaned himself body with alcohol. This is, this is this poor pus, we call it, PP. And it takes sometimes 20 or 30 times. Show him a couple of your nice bruises.
Oh, my bruises. Got bruises here.
And this is just normal bruises that you get from gua sha. And this happened to me about
Some
maybe
here.
20 or 30 times into it.
Yeah.
You get the bruises here, and that just means that you're really getting into the deeper layers of flow. Because
Yeah, the bruises kind of happen when you're, especially for women, when you have like the little cushion for the push-in, get a little more bruises. Steve didn't get very many bruises yesterday.
So how many grams of vitamin C does Steve get when you give him a...
When he is getting chelation, he's getting about 7.5 grams.
No, like the straight vitamin C. Let's, if you're going to do a vitamin C push...
If you're going to do, you'd start out with about 20 grams.
Oh, that's a nice... That's a nice dose.
High dose. And so you would never be able to take that much vitamin C orally. Generally, people take about 500 milligrams of vitamin C orally. If you were to even take 1 gram of vitamin C orally without building up a tolerance, you would be
half the day.
You'd be sitting on the toilet.
Same with the ADTA.
Yep.
So doing the IV is a very smart approach to be able to really get a lot of the benefits of a lot of these medicines without having the side effects of really feeling weird. Now, you did 10 days water. You did how many days?
I did 4.
Okay, let's just show the praying mantis is watching us right here.
Awesome.
And here we go. So you did 10 days water. And was that hard for you to do, though? Because 10 days water seems like to most people, that'd be like pretty hard torture.
It would have seemed to be, and you would have thought it would be, and people would tell you that's going to be really hard. And it wasn't hard. It was pretty easy.
Well, you're out of your comfort zone. You're not at your house. You're not smelling whatever
True.
you're used to smelling, the normal.
Makes a big difference there. And you've got people around you supporting you. And they say this is what to expect, and you get through it. And there's one more day and another day, and soon you know you're at 10 days. Then you kind of want to go further. And
Well, you were only going to do the 7, right?
Yes, that's true. I was only going to go 7. And like I said, it was so easy. I added 10. Everybody was going, good for you. And I said, well, I might go a little bit more, but I have to pull back just so I can get myself renutriented so I can get back home.
Yeah, and one of the ways I like to tell people, after about 7 days, if you can just hang one more day, it's like going another half a mile after you've already ran 10. That's where you get the benefit. It's like doing the steam room. You're in it for 30 minutes. That's fine, but if you can handle another 5 minutes, it's almost like doing the whole 30 minutes all over again. So if you could do 8 days, that's like doing 7 more days of how much, because it takes a while for your body to go through what's called ketosis.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Steve is a professional floor I call them engineer. You know, you're putting on all different types of floors, taking up floors, very toxic at times, you know, grinding and glues and carpets and floors. Remember, there's a lot of different very strong glues and bonding agents that they use and catalysts and stuff. So, you know, another equal, like we had a client patient here, and she was a fingernail when they put on the
technician.
When they put on the what do they call them, the
fake nails.
The fake. Well, the fake was going to be nicer than the fake nails. The acrylic nails. And she had lots of different problems with vertigo. Same thing with and Steve had some problems before, some vertigo.
I did.
And I see a lot of people that are environmentally poisoned by vapors. And a lot of the ways for you to get the vapors out of your system that's accumulated in your tissue, they've accumulated in your glands, they've accumulated in any place they can find a place to accumulate. So you have to give yourself a super rest. And what you did was the first layer of engagement. Okay? And I've noticed you the whole time you're here. I mean, we played badminton, football, catch. I mean, you didn't look like you were too tired or spacey.
No.
You know, you really went through this. So what would you say as far as if you know, someone was going to do this this type of, it's just a cleaning project out. You remember you're doing 7 days water, 7 days coconut somewhat, and then you're doing maybe 7 days introduction of more heirloom, good, real food, not fake food, not simple food, but
good
real
food.
Nutritional food.
And it was good food, especially when you say that your intestines have been dried out, and that first thing you put back in there, they're going to be like a sponge. So whatever you put in there, you had that opportunity to really go after, going to the market and get an organic, just a cornucopia of stuff, and then bring it back to the
from pineapples to all different types of lettuces. And the farmers markets here are crazy.
Yeah, they're so much fun to see, and then to bring it home and put it together as a masterpiece, and then eat all that.
Exactly,
it's a great way to come back into the whole swing of things.
A couple days ago, we took Steve and a few friends up to the waterfalls that we have next door on another property, and his pores are open, and that water was from snow melt. It was underground spring water, and just like you said, you go, I didn't even really drink that much, and
you didn't.
I peed so many times.
Just from absorbing the water.
Absorbing the water, because his pores now are dry. Everything is dry. Dried himself out. Because look, if you want to put in new fuel in your car, you got to take out some of the fuel out of your gas tank to be able to make room. And that's why I was saying, your system's dry now, so don't
mess it up.
Back to your old ways. And if you feel sort of, because remember, once you get through a physical change, you do have a mental change. You don't want to do a lot of the things you did before, because you know, you don't think you know anymore. You know, I'm not going to do that anymore because that's not good for me. You're going to have an emotional change, because you're going to release a lot of stuff when you, especially a lot of people that do the fasting, and then they start going to coconuts, and then you start to actually exercise. This reprograms your whole system.
It did. It was good. Yeah, all that stuff, the exercise and the food, and not to mention the clean air.
Yeah, and he's not a spring chicken. He's like me. We're in our 50s here. So you're getting closer to 60. You're 57, you said, right?
Yeah, 57. Don't push that 60 quick yet.
Yeah, no, but remember, you're more. I wish most people past 50 years old could have. When I first saw Steve, he's got veins in his arms. And how many pounds did you lose doing the water?
Well, I lost about 2 3/4 pounds a day. So almost close to like 20 pounds.
Did you really? See,
close to 20
that's
pounds.
All baggage.
I don't know where it went, but it didn't look too bad. It was at 154, and now I've gained 10 pounds back since we've been back on foods.
Remember, we took out fuel out of his gas tank. We made room and space to put more things in. So if you just want to eat good foods and doing juice, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you really want to do, these programs have been put together by, talking about thousands of people that have gone through these different types of treatments. And it's just smart. You have to dissolve, you have to wash, and then you renutrify. This is called the trio of health. So when you dissolve, you just stop eating, and your system starts to eat itself. Took you about, what, 3 days to get into ketosis or so?
Yeah, it took me a little bit longer. I mean, I came in really mild, and for full ketosis was about 5 days. But that's when it hit the top line. And then that's when we were like, every day after that was exponential.
That was good. A couple times you didn't want to play catch. You know, come on out here and play.
Yeah.
And then you did, and all of a sudden, because when you're going through this, sometimes you won't feel as good. In the first 7 days, I always have to really tell people, you're coming here just to rest. You're coming here just to stop the insanity of your prior self. So resting is like the premier thing you do when you're water fasting. You're not here to try to work water fasting. Hey, you imagine trying to work water fasting?
No.
Smelling everybody's McDonald's and Burger King and whatever food that you're having. So, what do you feel as far as you've been doing floors for what, 30 years?
At least.
Okay.
Yeah, right in there.
And you know that you've accumulated certain things.
Yeah, I knew I had some stuff in me for sure.
Okay.
That's where the chelation to me is.
Yeah,
really
that's
important.
exactly, because I was saying you could do the water fast, and you could do coconuts and renutrify yourself. But remember, the real trick to doing this is getting the heavy metals, plastics, aluminum, cadmium, mercury, lead, pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, all these chemicals that don't even go in separately sometimes. Once they go in, sometimes they combine up and come up with things that who knows what they are. There's thousands of chemicals that are used in conventional, forget environmental factors, just in conventional foods and liquids. So EDTA with the squeezing protocol, with cleaning the skin, and I mean, to show this one more time. This is pretty nasty stuff that came out of here, and this is from yesterday, and this is going to stain this towel for sure. And you can see how it's just like it looks like greasy grime, and this came out of your pores. And most people don't get this release like this unless you dry the body out, because the way you got to look at everything that we took out, there's a lot of dead material there. And if you didn't do any of the fasting, you didn't do any of the EDT, you didn't do any of these things, steam room all the time to really soften yourself up, lay in the sun nude like you did, okay?
Did that too.
He found his own spot back there. He wasn't parading. And, really following through with this program is very easy to do when you're away from your house. But if you imagine doing this at your house right now?
No, it would have been a lot harder. And then to do the right steps, 1, 2, and 3, to be able to get that stuff out. It's incredible. I didn't think that stuff would come out of me. And I'll look forward to going home and getting some more out. So yeah. So we did a great video yesterday on showing all the gua sha stuff, and that would be really. Do you know when that's going to be available? Or
we'll have it out in a few days.
Oh, good. Yeah, people want to see that because that's really the action, scraping the stuff out.
Oh, that was good action, especially when we kept going. And I said,
"Oh yeah,
this guy's not bruising too much. We got a good guy here. Remember, he's not a spring chicken." So you could do this the gua sha to a 10-year-old child, and everybody's loaded full of toxicities just from the food intake and just detergents, hair shampoos, whatever it is. There's a couple of questions I'd like to sort of get out of you. Answers, questions back and forth. Just really, because a lot of people really they're shy sometimes about just acknowledging that they're toxic. They're acknowledging until something gets wrong with them, until they get sick, until they have something really happen to them.
It's usually when it kicks in. For me too.
Yeah, people don't want to do the maintenance because remember, we live in a toxic world, and doing any type of smart, what you'd call not a detox lifestyle, but I call it it's more of an optimizing lifestyle. You're just staying away from poisons because your body, and you work out normally at home?
Yeah, I do. Because work is physical. Got to stay in shape. Just to get your tools in and out. So yeah, it's something I always.
I mean, do you work out at the gym too at all?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've gone through that stuff for years with the toxicity and then having back aches and stuff. So the only way to stay on top of it is to exercise and eat properly, and then add this to it. This was my next level to come in and do the 10-day fast. Started off 7 like we talked earlier, but yeah, what a bonus to do that. And then the chelation, I knew was going to be an important part to get the other stuff that you can't get to. And so that's the other exciting layer to do that. And then, of course, the food on top of that. So you learn to bring in some, what do you want to say? Yeah, just a whole different lifestyle of eating. Mostly
different ideas of
great
foods
ideas
that are good for you. You can eat as much as you want, pretty much.
Pretty much all
instead
you can
of feeling guilty of eating things that you shouldn't eat, and you can eat as much of this good stuff as you want.
And we ate a lot, believe me. Yeah, the cook was super good. I mean, I'll go home and I'll make stuff that I never thought I'd be doing. So it added another layer to that too. So with the food, and then yeah, just the stuff that we did. Just the days that we went to the river. And then went down to to swim in the turtles. There's a lot more than just coming and just doing this whole program right here. It's the other stuff that goes out. And you can go to the market too with the cooks.
And you're breathing. What do you smell in the air right now? It's just so clean.
Oh yeah. There's fruit. It just smells good.
It's like a healthy vacation.
Oh, it's really healthy. There's a Pacific right there. I mean, it goes 3,000 miles to the United States. I mean, it's just like that every day. Fresh air coming right up at you. So you can't deny that's really good. And then, yeah, Robert here, he's definitely validity about what he's teaching here, because I've learned some stuff that's crazy cool. And it's going to go home and I'm going to be really excited. I'm going to be really excited for a long time.
He's going to be more of a red herring when he goes home now than he ever was.
Oh yeah, they're going to be watching out, because I've learned, just this that he's mentioned, but there's a whole other stuff that he's got that does topical stuff and inner stuff, and yeah, he's got some stuff.
And his glow when he first came, sort of yellow everywhere, okay? And he was worried about, I burn easy and I'm such and such. And I said, look, whatever lives on your skin and lives in the first layer of the dermal is what burns on your skin. We're going to wipe that off. You're going to clean yourself. You're going to dry yourself out and start. It's like washing your sheets. Once you wash them once, don't mess them up again.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about that. You don't want to get them dirty again.
Yeah, but notice his skin. He's got purple on his skin. His tissues, he's got purple now looks. Okay, so this is the healthy, vibrant. It's not really having the yellow tinge or there's like a yellow-green. A lot of vegetarians. Now, did you eat a lot of meat before?
I used to, but it's been a few years now. I've been kind of working on this new plan of mine. So a little bit of meat, but it's been kind of pulled off.
Okay, so the best thing, see, my recommendations for Steve, because the last thing you want to do, is go back and eat a bunch of foods that are loaded full of toxicity, hormones, antibiotics, vaccines, and parasites. Okay, because every piece of meat you eat, unless you have a piece of meat that's organic and grass-fed, don't pollute your intestinal tract, because they get polluted very easy because it's clean.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm clean right now. I don't need to go home, and I don't need to go back to that again. Well,
you just don't need to. So, but but remember, you're exercising. And when he first came, I said, hey, this guy's got some muscles on him for an old guy. I like that, because it means that he's been taking care of himself. And if you've been taking care of yourself, it's way easier to jump into this than it is if you haven't done anything. Okay, so it's really important to start exercising consistently. It's not just exercising on the weekends, but it's consistently.
Yeah, I agree, totally. Like the fast for me, we went through it pretty easily. And everybody said, why don't you go another day? And I said, yeah, I could do that. And so
gone this far.
And you know what, really, I could have went 15, I could have went 20. It was so easy.
We've had people here do water fast for 32 days. They were going to do 21 days. And this is your 21st day now, right?
Yeah, today.
Okay. And a lot of people, what they do is they will actually even stay another 21 days if they don't have too much going on back at the house. And because the first layer of engagement is just to sort of get clarity.
Yeah.
You feel like you have?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and And I'll go home, and I'm sure that I'm going to be talking to people, some good friends of mine. They're already calling me and saying, "How are you doing?" And they're like, "You're kidding me." And I said, "No, I'm not kidding you." I said, "This is a whole nother level. It's so easy." I said, "I'm going to be going home and adding 3-day fast, 5-day fast, just to clean, because I know one was really beneficial, but I think all the ones that I can add on to this will even make it better." And you get excited about it.
Each one will, because you've already. It's like running a marathon. You're only going to go on a 4-mile run now. Big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah.
Like nothing.
It'll be nothing. And I firmly believe that each one after this is going to go a little bit deeper and do some other stuff. You know, because the fasting kind of like get stuff like you're going on the freeway and everything's in your way. The kind of fasting moves everything off the side so you can just
go
right down the freeway.
See, one of the things also is that one of his complaints that he was having in his normal life was having a little bit of vertigo. And vertigo can be caused by lots of different things, but one of the best treatments that I know you want to go ahead and keep doing is doing this headstand that you learned how to do, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't do a headstand. No, you can.
I did, and it was fun, and it's yeah. So then I went out and did one again the other day.
Yeah, I saw you. I said,
was there. She goes, "Because you got it right off the bat." And I said, "Yeah, this is going to be kind of fun to do. You get your balance, and then you get confidence, and yeah, you get your blood down to your brain, and that's where it should go."
Yeah. Just 2 seconds on the physiology on how this works is your brain, your head, has about 5 pounds of mercury in it all the time. It's like a balloon that's got 5 pounds in it, okay? And your feet, because the blood and all the liquid and all the hydraulics go down to the bottom of the lake, and your feet have about 200 pounds of balloon or pressure. So if you flip upside down, it's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going to use the pressure of your own body without getting too crazy with too high-level technology or anything. You're just going to use your own pressure. That's why they say the headstand is one of the major asanas in yoga, is the most healthiest asana you can do, is to reverse your polarity, your electrical system. But number one is to get the pressure in your head to be able to push out the sludge. But unless you've softened the sludge up, nothing's going to happen. And your face feels like it's going to explode, you're red, and you say, "My head's going to pop." Well, of course, because your arteries are plugged. Your brain has a lot of thousands of little hoses inside it, okay? And if they're plugged and you can't get fluid through there, 200 pounds in your head, it's probably not the smartest thing to do in the world. So you've, just from me being able to see you here, as far as, see, you're pliable in the mind. You did a lot of stuff. You didn't say no. And if you didn't want to do things, you were so easy to con into, okay, let's do it.
I had to do it, yeah. That's the reason I came here. I wasn't going to say no and then go home and say I shoulda, coulda.
No, we played badminton back and forth, the old guys against the young guys, and yes, we beat you guys.
This is true.
Anything more you want to say here for, really trying to get other people to feel comfortable about these ideas?
Yeah, everything was been good, and here I am hooked up to an IV right here, and I don't even know it's there, And what else? Let's see. There's so many things. And then Dr. Mari, she's got some energy, and so when you come to visit, she will run circles around you. She is so much fun. So yeah.
Well, what was your most beneficial treatment, or your favorite thing that we did?
Well, we didn't talk about it, but we also did acupuncture, and then we did some castor packs, to release the toxins on your abdominal. So we did a lot of stuff. We've been here 21 days, and it seems like it's been like 6 months.
Yeah. Did he do colon therapy too?
No, he didn't end up doing the colonics because he actually is an anomaly, and he had two bowel movements during his fast.
A lot of people don't have them.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have them, and so the colonics are something that we offer to people so that we don't have basically feces just sitting inside of you while you're fasting, because that's no good.
And it's not only even feces. What I found out for people that are fasting is that, remember, most people have handfuls of the Ascaris lumbricoides, these different parasites and different things.
True.
And once you stop feeding them, they sort of shrivel up, and they constipate people. They make them feel toxic. They make them feel depressed a little bit, because a lot of times what you're feeling is sort of like what's inside you's feeling, and since they live inside you, you're just feeling their feelings.
And you know, I've been doing colonics for years, and I've got my own enema bag at home, and I do those religiously. Yeah,
See, Steve was already kind of on a healthier layer before he came here, which is one of the things that I love about the patients that we see here at the retreat. Most of them are earthers, you know, they're already following Dr. Cassar, and so just like Steve, they're on this next level of health, and when they come to this retreat, like Steve was saying, they're able to take it to that next higher level and move up their vibration. So now they are already eating healthy, doing their own enemas, taking, you know, eating superfoods, but now they come here and they learn that next level, that next step. And then of course they get to spend time with Dr. Cassar himself and get worked on.
Yeah, the crazy man.
Get worked on.
Well, you know what, that's really important too that you brought up that I didn't mention is I've been watching Cassar for quite a few years. And so if you go in and find his videos, they're crazy cool. And and then already you'll start having this another layer that comes on, and you learn to do things, and then you start learning this little new lifestyle. And so when you get here, hopefully you're ready to go and give it a jump start. And I was there. I was ready for that jump start. So yeah, things happened to me pretty quick and easy. So
yeah, even though you don't want to hear this, your face today looks like you got a facelift from me scraping you, and you don't even have a bruise on you, which means that I should have beat you more.
You know, this is true. Yeah, it was. You beat me pretty good, and it felt good in a weird sort of way. But we thought I'd be bruised up, but I didn't. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna take one more little view of this. Oh, we get a close up of that, and that is
chunky. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it's actually there's chunks.
Remember when I was taking that off on the spoon, and you'll see on the video. We'll even maybe put some B-roll here from the scraping, because it came off like it looked like cheese.
Yeah, it was definitely, and it came off quick, just a couple square inches, like this little area right here, just a whole junk full of
remember
stuff.
I went over it a couple times, and you go, more came out of it.
But honestly, your face looks totally different.
Night and day, especially your tone, your vitality. I mean, you got the healthy glow.
Well, when I went like this last night after getting out of the sauna, after we did the gua sha, I said, "Wow,
is that
what's
my
going
forehead?
on,
man? Everything's smooth,
it's really baby smooth." So yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, it was fun beating me up.
I was and you were very flexible. A lot of people, they're not really flexible sometimes because they haven't really done some of the preliminary work to get to the layer that you're at. Like Dr. Mari's saying,
you have to do the work.
You got to do the work, and some of the people that come, the benefit is to be able to actually do a little bit of the work as much as you can to feel comfortable with this new layer of stuff, so you can jump into the next layer instead of feeling like...
You can show my neck. I'm actually doing some work now. I'm trying to get rid of these. I wish I would have taken some pictures before.
Yeah, no, this was really way different before. And a lot of women get this from a variety of different reasons on their neck. Yeah. And oh, look, it looks like a hickey, but that's self bruising. And what you're really trying to do, because perfume, synthetics, all the things that we put on our skin, makeup, whatever it is, even dry cleaning. These things accumulate in certain people, they accumulate in their tissues, and they stay into the pores. As you can see, that's about 20 years worth of stuff that was stuck inside you that wouldn't come out if it wanted to. Remember, you were already clean when we started doing this.
No, I know.
So I guess our last question is, like, would you come back?
I'm already coming back.
He's coming back.
I'm already coming back.
He's already planning his return.
Well, yeah, I want to come back and do the more chelation because I've got to go back to work and I've got to go ahead and be subjected to things I don't really want to.
Well, you got to be smarter now, not a little more cautious.
Yeah, I'll be, definitely
Once you
cautious.
clean your car, you don't run it in the mud again.
No, you're a little apprehensive of that one, but yeah, so the chelation will be the thing, and who knows, maybe fast, we'll see. But the chelation will be really important.
Well, you want to fast to dry out just for a few days again. And then once you get 4, 5, 6 days or so, it's good to be able, because what it does is it sets the pace so you can really absorb the next layer
Good
of
to
things.
know that. Yeah.
You know, take the stuff out of the gas tank, make some space, and then you can put it back in again.
Yeah, we can do that. we'll just.
Now I'm gonna miss Steve. I really
I
like
know,
this
we're gonna miss him. But he'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be back. He's not leaving us for good. So
Nope.
he's already planning his return. So you enjoyed your stay then?
Oh yes, yeah.
You learned a lot.
Oh boy, yeah. It's been an adventure.
Great.
And you didn't break anything.
Didn't break anything. Yeah.
Manu,
Got to see a bunch of stuff.
Our big piggy, she didn't bite you.
No, Nanu, is that it?
Nanu.
Yeah, no, she's great. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's about it really. I'm
Okay.
still hooked up to an IV, and yeah, everything's.
And he's on his way back
He's on his
right
way out,
now.
actually. Yeah, he's on his way out. We're
2
gonna
minutes
take him.
to get to the
Yep.
get to the next
Yep.
jump. Okay,
All
there we go. We'll say goodbye.
Aloha.
Oh, look
Aloha.
at he's even got the chaka going. Excellent.
Chaka.
Okay,
See you guys.
That was good. Thank you.
Important reminder. All information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, DrRobertCassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.